Alright everyone, I'm back. This is the next day. It took quite a while to actually put the hired swords, aka the Victorias, together. I'll tell you why in a second, but as you can see, all the sprues. This is not like 40K Games Workshop type of models. They won't give you any extra stuff or variants. Maybe if you buy like an extra kit or something like that, you might be able to do so, but that's going to be expensive. Maybe they have kits that have extra stuff, but I don't know. Alright, the reason why these took a long time is you can see they're very, very thin and very, very fragile with their weapons and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just this kit because they're females and they're carrying mostly katanas, so therefore their weapons are pretty slim and they're slim themselves. I don't know if that's the case, but my poor, this is the Student of Conflict, I believe. I don't know where the piece went. I showed my girl yesterday why she doesn't have the braids. She has braids that's supposed to come from behind. Let me show you here real quick. Ooh, almost broke her sword there. She wants to focus on the back. She has braids in the back. I had to take a little bit of green stuff and fill the hole and do a little texturing to it. But it's so thin that that they snapped in my fingers just holding them. There was no way I could have just held them there in place without them breaking. If you did, then you're awesome. But I didn't. So she's just got a short hair, kind of bob haircut going on, whatever. She wasn't too difficult. Her pieces aren't too thin and fragile. I had to use green stuff. It was very, very difficult because again, their pieces are so thin that it was almost impossible to just hold it there. I'm very impatient, so there's that too. So pretty much I do the instant green stuff concrete type chemical reaction. Just put the green stuff where you want it, so you tack it down. I usually start with the feet and don't put anything together. Kind of have a base to work on. So put the base here, the feet, or whatever you're using, what creature or whatever, have their feet or hooves or whatever they use on the base. So as you can see right here, took a little bit of green stuff, ball it up on here too, and wherever it connects that you won't see it too well, like under the dress, there's some, and then you just put a little super glue on it, place it down, and within a few seconds, within the minute, not even within the minute, it'll be like concrete. It bonds a lot stronger. I use that for metal and pewter because I'm impatient. Plus, like the Vargoffs and stuff like that for vampire counts, their wings kind of come out, so you have to either pin them or hold them, and holding them in place, there's no real, just the super glue placing it, so even if it falls, it's going to break. So green stuff, that whole green stuff there, put a little super glue on there, hold it tight, it'll harden up real quick on you. The only downside of that is it will harden up real quick on you, so you have to have the angle correct. Case in point, like certain models like these. This is Taylor. She's cool as well. Oh, well, I like them all. But as you can see, well, you might be able to not see because of the seam, but let me see here if I can. Casting too much shadow. Right between the hands here is two different pieces. So the hand on the back side holding the hammer is one piece. The front side, the mechanical arm holding the back side of the weapon, is another piece. So you kind of have to line it up right in this case, and then make sure you have it right, and then connect them. So it's really hard to do the green stuff in this situation, but I did it anyways. You can see, let me see here. There's green stuff under that pauldron, green stuff here. And what you do is you take a blade or a toothpick. I forgot my toothpick, but what I did was I took this blade. It's a little sharper, so it's a little better in this case. So have a couple of these blades. I think they're pretty cheap, but a couple of these blades, X-Acto blades, back up because it will harden on here. The super glue will harden on the blade, and so will the green stuff, so it'll fuck up the blade here in the end. So once they're in place and nice and hardened, in this case it's a little harder because you're kind of matching up the direction that they're going to be to match up where the weapon's going to be. But once that's done, take the X-Acto blade and just kind of cut off the excess pieces of green stuff. Let's see here. It's hard to tell here, but you can see the green stuff where her foot is planted. But I did take the blade and smooth it out with the rock. It's hard to tell, but it's flush with the rock, so when it's painted, it will look like rock. It'll be flush with it. Let me. Sorry, I wasn't even filming anything there. Anyway, this one was really hard as well. No, this one wasn't as hard actually, because that torso and leg piece is one piece. This one wasn't too difficult to put together. Just the arm and the hand resting on the katana. But altogether, that one wasn't. This one, let me see. Not too difficult. Not too difficult. You can kind of see the green stuff. Maybe see the green stuff where her feet are planted. Again, cut it, any excess, and make it flush with whatever you're going to be using. You can see her arm there, little green stuff there. She wasn't too difficult. This one was probably, I like this model the best. It's a very cool pose. Not too much green stuff for this one. Again, her wrist is super thin. You can see my finger here. What's also really thin here? You can see this blade thickness of this X-Acto blade. So you can see how thin and fragile that's going to be. Almost, maybe like three blades, maybe even 2 blades thick. So a very fragile wrist. So I took a little tiny bit of green stuff. I might have to shave that down a little bit with a file, just to make it more flush. But that wrist is very thin. That was the only difficult part. It wasn't too difficult once you put that green stuff and do that method that I was talking to you about. And then, like I said, cut off any excess and make whatever extra flush. This one was ridiculously hard, only because of the very cool action pose. Sorry, casting shadows again. The blade action pose is she's got like her arm over here and kind of bringing it around to the other side. So getting that lined up and having the green stuff in the same time was really hard. You can see a lot of green stuff. Her hair bun thing on the back of her head. I had to use green stuff and then texture it with the X-Acto blade to line it up with her hair. Green stuff on her shoulders. As you can see, it took a while to do this one. It's really tough. And then this one was ridiculous hard too. See the green stuff on the shoulders. You know, push it down, make it flush. She was one torso piece as well, I think. But it's these arms, lining these arms up. These arms are just arms. They're not hands with the weapon. The hands with the weapon is one piece. So it's 3 pieces altogether for the arms. 1 arm, 2 arm, the hands with the weapon. So you have to line that all up with that green stuff. Even without the green stuff, you're going to be doing that with your hand. You're going to get glue all over the place. So I recommend make sure you do it quickly if you use the green stuff method. Again, fucking focus, man. I feel like as my camera gets older, it just wants to die out and not do its job. Again, make that green stuff flush. So I'm going to go prime these, and eventually I'll show you the paint jobs afterwards. But that's the Victorias on their cobbled street bases, which I like. This one's cool because it's got like parchment on it too, like a sidewalk, and this one's got like a sidewalk cobble sewers. This one has like leaves on it. You can see some leaves right there, so that'll be cool. Oh, that's paper, but there's also leaves on the other side, which is kind of cool. And then this has got like a cool sewer drain. The other ones I'm not using at the moment, only because the fact that just cobble. They don't have any extra cool stuff like rope and sewer tops and what have you. This one actually has leaves and rope laying around. So Alright, so enjoy the video. I'm gonna go prime my Victorias.